to PJ Tips. Today we're going to be doing a Photoshop tutorial on skin softening. So here we have a picture of Megan Fox, and you can see a few little pock marks, a few little facial hairs, little imperfections that we all have. I wouldn't say that she has that many of them, but we're just going to show you some little Photoshop tips and tricks to get rid of those and to give you that magazine Photoshopped look. Now you can make it as enhanced as you want or as subtle as you like, but we'll show you the tips and tricks behind it. So let's get cracking. First of all, we need to duplicate this layer. So we're going to grab the layer, hold down the left mouse button, drag it down over this new layer icon, and then let go. Now we have a layer copy. So this one we're going to go to making sure that we have the top one selected, the top layer here. We're going to go up and select filter, go down as far as blur, cross over, and then go down to Gaussian blur. Now I have mine set at 8.7, but you can adjust it back and forth yourself, because I mean each image is going to be different. What you're looking for is you don't want any detail where you can see these little say like spots or marks, or even some of the kind of hairs here becoming visible. You don't want that. Say 8.7, wasn't it, or 9? What you're looking for is everything to be completely blurred, but to still have a good tonality in color. So here I can still see that this is a reddish area fading into white where there's a highlight, and then kind of more shadowed areas around here just down by the nose. So I can still see color detail and kind of like contours, but I can't see fine detail. So 8.7, that'll do, and we'll click OK. Alright, then you want to go to your erase tool. Now this is one of the quickest ways I know of doing this. So I have my erase tool selected, and you want to make sure whatever brush size you choose, you want to make sure that it's the hardness is switched down to 0. What that will do is that will feather the edges, so that when you use the eraser tool, it will blend the part that you've erased with the part that you haven't really well. So I'm going to make my brush a little bit bigger using the arrow keys, so the square or the bracket keys, the square bracket key, and I'm just going to click on the eye and move it across here, and then over to this one. Okay. Now what we're actually doing here is we're removing the parts of the blurred image on all the places that we want fine detail, and then we're going to leave it everywhere else. So just along by the eyebrow and the other eyebrow, along by the nose, do a little bit the bridge of the nose, lips. You don't have to get this perfect the first time, you can go over this a few times if you want. You can always Control Z for anything you didn't do right. So as you can see, that's looking a little bit better right now. I'm going to make the brush size a little bit bigger, get rid of it on the hair, and a little bit smaller. And what we want is everywhere you expect to see detail, so just along the edge line of her chin here. Okay, and along with the edge here. Straight up to the ear. And a little bit just along here as well, by this hairline. That doesn't look natural. Okay, now I'm going to switch off the layer behind. We can see anywhere that we missed. Okay, I'm going to make the brush a good bit bigger, and we're going to get rid of everything bar this kind of face mask here. Okay, so erase that. You can see what that's the hardness on the edge does. See the way it blends in there, so you might have to make a few passes to get rid of the selection. And once you have all that erased, we will turn that layer back on. Okay, so it's looking good already, but it's looking incredibly fake. So what we do is we'll bring that down to about, say maybe 65. You can see that slight subtle difference. It just gets rid of all those blemishes all in one go. Actually, you can even bring it up to 70. 70. Okay, so you can see this pockmark right here, and that's just barely visible once you turn it on. And it just gives that magazine fresh kind of flawless look, but yet there's still detail there. You can bring the opacity up and down as much as you like. And if you go to Image Adjustments, Curves, if you adjust the brightness and the darkness of it, now you only get away very slightly with this, because if you start doing really crazy changes, you'll see the parts that you've deleted and the parts that you haven't. So, but just slight changes, and what you have to remember is darkness will reveal stuff, and then lightness, which is like when they use a flash or a ring light on someone's face, that slightly overexposed look gets rid of any shadows, and hence gives it the same look again. So there you go. There's just a quick little tutorial on skin softening. You can flatten that layer or export it out as a JPEG and keep the Photoshop layers there.